Hey friends, Happy New Year. I'm gonna say that for like the first 7 days, maybe longer. Uh, Please excuse my absence yesterday. I will be making up for it, whether it's 2 videos today, 2 videos another day, or however this week goes. Not making excuses, though I am human and life sometimes be lifing. And I last minute accepted a gig position this week to work for the biggest convention in my city that I tend to work every year in January for basically like the last 15 plus years of my life. Not to age myself or anything. Millennial. And I was really hesitant, as I am the last few years, because it is a huge convention. There's over 700,000 attendees a year, and it's all about electronics and technology, and it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy for anybody, but it's definitely a lot of energy for a sensitive soul, an empath, an HSP like me. And I'm not super big into labels, though sometimes things just fit. And you might find a lot of different opinions and perspectives on just the word empath alone. You might hear it be called something that many spiritually attuned or awakened beings might resonate with. In other circles, it might be a term for those who have this as a trauma response, or who grew up in hostile or unhealthy or toxic environments as children and cultivated that within themselves as a form of protection. We can get into that another time in terms of how I relate to that, but nonetheless, very sensitive to energies, other people's energies, very sensitive to sound. Sensory overload can happen. I've gotten much better. I was a lot more disassociated and out of my body, but I've come back home to my body in many ways over the last decade or so. If you watch some of my older videos, especially my very first video that's on my homepage as of right now, when I was probably a newer yoga teacher and like this thin, all muscle, barely any fat, body fat, and just super up in my upper chakras and in the clouds, and really ungrounded in a lot of ways. Though my asana practice, my physical yoga asana practice, and the physical postures and different practices like breath work and grounding and qigong and things like that were beginning to really help me get back into my body. And as I've gotten more and more into my body, the safer I've allowed myself to now feel in my body, those deeper things have come up for me to finally look at and address and move through. Though I digress, my point here is to give an apology for missing yesterday. Yesterday was a very busy day. I accepted this position after pondering it for a while. The position I had last year was very intense, and I had just come out of a major surgery less than 2 months prior, and I had exposed myself to a large amount, hundreds of thousands of people, in the 6 consecutive days of 9 to 10 plus hour shifts with extreme conditions like being cold in the winter, rain, lots of walking miles a day, and working with intense energies, intense personalities, challenging personalities. And it was a lot of me. I ended up taking on a role where I had a speaking position that I wasn't necessarily getting compensated for, or part of the description of the position I was offered and accepted and agreed upon, and lost my voice by halfway through, and found myself pondering whether I wanted to make it through the week or not, but decided to stay for myself, and I'm glad I did. And so this year, I really sat with that and asked Spirit to show me if it served me. And I decided, I would take it one day at a time. I would accept the first day. I knew the first 2 days would be training. And yeah, I didn't hear back until the very last moment because I knew there would be a high likelihood that I would need to purchase a uniform of sorts, specifically jeans. I'm not a big jean wearer ever since I started teaching yoga 10 years ago and practicing almost 13 years ago now. I've been like living in leggings and comfy pants and all that. And yeah, as you can imagine, being less than 2 months out of surgery, my body is in a much different place than it is now. So I knew there would be some changes in terms of sizing and things. And long story short, I got the yes, I got the accepted. I was shuffled around to make sure that I would be in there, and had some last minute late night shopping to do, grocery shopping to do, prepping to do, and my day just, nonetheless, here I am after 4.5 hours of sleep, 9.5 hours after my first day of training. I'm super grateful to say that I have been blessed to manifest a way better position with the same company and the same client, but in a much better, more aligned, specific position for myself this year. And I get to wear black, which last year I wore white. And I love white. There's a time and place for it. It's very angelic and ethereal and high vibrational, especially with radiating and protecting against energies. So that was really working for me last year. But this year I get to wear black. And I get to be more cozy, and these jeans fit me so good, and I'm feeling good. I'm in a much more intimate, private space, less people, like hundreds of thousands less, significant, like probably 600,000 people less that have the potential to walk through the space I'm in. So it feels really good for my voice, my vocal cords. And more likelihood that I'll be able to continue these videos this week as long as I get enough sleep and fill my cup up in some way and take good care of myself so I may show up here to connect with all of you. So today is January 5th, Sunday, 2025. But wherever you're tuning in, whenever you're tuning in your present, this present, now moment, hello, aloha, welcome. I will be catching up on these videos and staying true to my intention as much as possible, while also honoring the journey and knowing that the difference here is I'm not holding myself back in terms of fear of being seen or being witnessed or being authentic or vulnerable or expressing myself in any way, or whatever resistance I had in the past to sharing consistently, and maybe the limiting beliefs and all of that. I don't feel that. And if and when I do, I have some amazing practices that help me move through that, like EFT tapping, which I will continue to share about because I absolutely believe in it 1,000,000%, 1,000%. And if you've ever used it, tried it, worked it, and have had some results, keep going, keep practicing it, do as many rounds as you need to, stay consistent. Just like with anything else in this human experience, consistency is everything. So I'm looking forward to sharing some tapping, EFT tapping practices and processes with all of you in another now moment, a future now moment. But yeah, I have these beautiful practices that can help me get into a space, a regulated space, to come here and be present with you and hopefully be in a flow state and just trust whatever flows through. Allow spirit to utilize me as the channel that I am intended to be, as we all are conduits of energy, made up of energy and light. And yeah, I'm so happy to be here and to share mine with you. So, almost 10 minutes. Crazy. And I barely said anything. I guess this video is really to just say, hey, I know I wasn't here yesterday, but I'm here. And yeah, I really want to take a shower after being around so many people. The convention itself doesn't open its doors to the general public until Tuesday, 2 more days from now, so I'm grateful for that. And I spent most of today really relaxing and sitting and getting to catch up with some old dear friends that are also working the same booth with me, which is awesome. Beautiful alignment, beautiful manifestation and synchronicity. I really primed my day this morning, even though I slept like 4.5 hours out of the 6 hours that I had. Side note, the last few days have been really challenging for me sleep-wise. I'm usually a really deep sleeper, and I can get up multiple times and go straight back to bed. And for whatever reason, if I have to get up for whatever reason, or if for some sound wakes me up, I've been having some interesting moments of getting back, letting my mind relax enough to fall back asleep. But I'm trusting that it's all divine. And my dear friends that are really into solar waves and different things like effects of blue light and other things that might sound a little woo-woo, but they're really not. They're based in science. Would say that that makes sense with what we're dealing with energies and other factors. So interesting. Like at least 3 or 4 people today said they've been having issues with sleep too, or being able to stay asleep or fall asleep or any of the things, get their minds to relax. So it really is a testament of how we're all connected and we're all in this together. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm almost at 12 minutes and my shower is calling my name. I'm so excited to shower, connect with my daughter, get myself ready for tomorrow, hopefully read some of my Psycho Cybernetics book, journal a little bit, do some more tapping, and get to sleep. Planning on taking like 4 more magnesiums tonight. They're like horse pills, they're huge, but magnesium really serves me, especially as women. It's great. Most of us are already magnesium deficient. It's bleeders, monthly bleeders. So magnesium is great for muscle relaxation and also for just replenishing that very necessary nutrient that we need for our bodies. It also helps us sleep. So we'll see how that goes. Sending you so much love to wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for loving yourself, showing yourself love, and being willing to just be here on this earth and create and be and shine your light brightly. From my heart to yours, aloha. And I hope you'll connect with me. Comment down below. Let me know what's coming up for you. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye.